Guys, it's a big day today because I have some amazing news for you. Stick around. Before I actually get to the universities waiving of the GRE and GMAT, and yes, we have added a lot of universities to that list. In this video, I believe you'll find at least 37 such universities that we have added, so the blog and everything has been updated with proof. But before that, I want to tell you about a big, massive update. So on Android and on the website, this update is already live, but by next week, or within the next 2 or 3 days only, this update will be live on the iOS app as well, right? So now you can actually go ahead and chat with other people. You can actually literally send them chat messages simply by going to their profile page, right? You go onto their profile page, there's a chat message button that you can press, and then anyone on the website that you find, right, you can simply start chatting with them. Not just on the website, but also on the phone application. This feature is available just in case you want to talk to people about their admits, their rejects, right? You want to talk to them about the discussions that they're doing over here, etc., etc. All of that is very well possible by simply going ahead to anyone's profile and you can chat with them. We are building more and more on this functionality, of course. So yeah, it's taking some time. Of course, we want to ensure that the person you message with, right, the person you message, they should be able to actually get notification if they've not seen your message on the website. They should at least get some email, etc. All these minor features we're adding functionalities to send files to each other, etc., etc. But chat in itself is ready. We have built it from scratch, bare metal, and you should be able to do that. Right, so I just want to let you know about that. Now let's actually go ahead and discuss the universities that are waiving off the GRE and GMAT for spring and fall 23 for the most part. Right now, if you know, in the previous videos we have already covered some of these big names: UCLA, Stanford, even MIT, for instance, right? And we have covered about 25 such universities until last time. Until Michigan State we covered. Now we have found about 12 more universities, which is big because again, it helps you widen your spectrum when it comes to applying to universities, right? So now you can apply to more and more even without taking the GRE or GMAT. Let's actually go ahead and tell you which universities these are going to be. For instance, this one, University of North Carolina at the Charlotte campus, and this one of course is one of the very popular universities amongst international students. There's NYU. However, please note that some universities do still have an option to submit it. For instance, over here, neither GRE nor GMAT is required for admission to the graduate programs at NYU. However, if the candidate wishes to submit these scores, they should upload these scores before submitting the application. If you submit them afterwards, they will not be processed. So we take out the most important information from whatever they have mentioned, right? And if you click on this learn more link, you will actually see that this exact information is mentioned in a whole long paragraph, and we've summarized it for you. So it's very simple for you to actually understand that, right? There's George Washington University, one of the most popular universities amongst at least Indian students or Nepali students who are really not essentially in the top-notch profiles. At least they don't have a very good GPA, that's fine, but George Washington University has a decent return on investment, and even the doctoral admission webpage has mentioned that the GRE exam is waived off. So even if you are going for a PhD, for instance, you can still go without the GRE. So all of this information, we keep it with us. We do all the research, right? We actually keep finding more and more when we do the shortlist, and we bring this information to you, of course, right? For instance, if you opt for the shortlist and we are creating a shortlist for you individually as well, right, we would also be finding these exact similar universities for your case. Now these of course are general universities. There's DePaul University, right? It's not a great university, but it's a decent one, right? And you can find more about that over here. There's University of Southern California, one of my personal favorites, and of course for those of you guys who have been following me for a long time, they already know that I actually went to USC. It's very close to my heart, as a university at least. And the GRE score submission is no longer a metric for assessment at the USC Viterbi School of Engineering, basically the engineering school, right? And since September 2021 itself, they have actually cancelled that. So this is for spring and fall 23, and they are not going to be reviewing it even if you submit it. So which is a very, I would say, big indication. I think that's a good thing. And just in case, like I said, you want to verify, you can go on to the official website, right? And you see right over here, they have mentioned it, right? So we have actually taken information, we have verified it. Not only have we presented it to you on a single page, but we have also made sure that whatever information we're giving you, it's correct, it's validated, and you do not need to turn to any other source if you're just following this page. The link is always going to be in the description, and whenever, if you're signed up, right, you get updates continually about this, right? You can of course see admission statistics, what kind of people do get in, etc., etc., and you can even rate your chances just in case you would like to do something like that, right? You can do that. And of course, depending on the profile that you've signed up with, these statistics would of course be different, right? Now let's actually go ahead and get back to USC right here. It was somewhere around number 30, right? Let's go on, let's talk about Drexel University. Very decent return on investment over here as well, and they have done it for both masters and PhDs, right? Which is a good thing, because for most PhD programs, they generally never waive off the GRE, which is very important, guys. All right, let's talk about Oregon State University again. It's a decent university, but the location is personally something that I don't really love as such, because the jobs as such, right, they're not that great, but it's a decent university to go into, right? The well-ranked university as such, right, that you can get into if you are not taking the GRE, right? Similarly, there's over here University of Minnesota, Twin Cities, right? GRE scores are not even accepted by University of Minnesota, Twin Cities. In fact, the test scores sent as a part of the application will not be reviewed. So do not, and I repeat, do not send your scores to such universities, because even if some of you guys who have taken up these scores and you're kind of thinking, hey, maybe I should send it, I'm kind of on the fence about this one, don't send it, because trust me, you're wasting money by sending that score. It takes about $27 to send a GRE score, right? So avoid that and use that money for, I don't know, ordering yourself some food or something, because that would probably be a better use of that money, right? Rice University, one of the topmost universities, again, this one, right? Important to note that this is applicable to the Department of Computer Science, and they have mentioned that you may submit GRE scores if it is reflective of your strong academic standing. What they're essentially trying to say is that if you have a really good score, 320 plus or something, right, submit it. Otherwise, not really required over here. Okay, similarly, we have Washington University at St. Louis, we have Case Western Reserve University, and again, we have mentioned the exact programs as well for which they are waiving it off, so it's very useful right here. And we have, in the end, cherry on the icing, University of California, Santa Barbara, which is again one of the most revered universities. Now that you think about it, UCs, right, the University of California system, there's certain different level of prestige when you go to these universities, right? And of course, most of you guys I know would be crazy about these universities because their reputation is top notch, right? So like I said, if you actually want us to create a shortlist for your exact case, we can actually do that as well. You can take a look at the services page right over here. You will have the profile evaluation and university shortlisting service, where we can build you an output on an Excel sheet just like this one, right, which will have actual universities for your case, catering to your demands and requirements, right, just in case you'd be interested. Otherwise, make sure that you apply to these universities, but be careful. Make sure that you read the blog that we've built. We're going to be adding more and more universities, so make sure that you're over here. You can also follow our Instagram channel, where we keep on posting many more useful updates just like this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye and take care, and thank you so much for spending some quality time with me today.